Well, folks, it's been a wild time in 2020, but it's also been a wild time in the pocket knife arena. And that's what we're gonna do today in this video, is take a look at the best pocket knives that I tested and reviewed for 2020. And so for you veterans of the channel, you know how this goes, but if you're new here, maybe you're just popping in for the very first time here at Gideonstactical, I just wanna kind of lay it down for you. You know, every week we review gear here, and a lot of the gear we review are blades, and a lot of those blades are pocket knives. And every year I look at the best pocket knives that I've tested and reviewed for the year, the things that connected with me. Maybe it was a design, maybe it was a redesign, maybe it was a particular style that just really connected with me, and then I just share it with you guys of my top picks for the year. And like many of you, I love this type of video because I get to go down memory lane with you and really revisit some really cool designs and capabilities and features in the pocket knife world that we saw this year. So let's not belabor it. You want to see the pocket knives? I want to show them to you. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the best pocket knives that I tested and reviewed here in 2020. All right, one of the first knives that we reviewed in 2020, and the first knife we're gonna take a look at, is the Spyderco Sage 5 Lightweight. Now, the Sage series has been around a long time, but this was the first one I actually purchased and have now been using all year round and really enjoy it. What makes it a little bit different from some of the other ones is that this is, I believe, their first lightweight version with the compression lock. This is one of the locks that I really like from Spyderco, works really well. It's almost like a backwards liner lock, even though it's stronger than a liner lock. So very functional. This runs on caged ball bearings inside of bronze washers, I believe is the deployment. So it's ultra smooth right there. And what I like is that the handle with that lightweight polymer, which really connects with me. Spyderco does a really good job with that. It's large enough to fit just right in my large size hands. As you guys know, if you've been watching the channel, those massive large size hands. If we ever do merch, that's what I'm gonna be doing. One of them has got to say I have large size hands, but it will fit in there very nicely, and I'm not forced into the finger choil. Now, I will use it often, but I like that capability where some of other Spydercos that are a little bit smaller, you're forced to basically use the choil to get a good grip on it, but I can do this all day long without being forced into the choil, and then you're still getting a pretty good blade length of, I believe, 2.7, I believe is the overall blade length, and S30V steel, and then it's got that paper clip pocket clip that I really like and connect with a lot. It's going to run you about 125 bucks on average, which is pretty average for what you're getting with Spydercos, and just a really cool kind of compact, on more the compact, but very fast deploying, full flat grind, slicey, fun blade to carry, and it's number one on our best pocket knives of 2020. All right, guys, so these next two knives I'm gonna throw at you simultaneously because in concept, their designs have existed before. The names will be familiar to you, but the look and features are gonna be completely different. And I love the direction that SOG is going now in 2020 and beyond. What we're looking at here is the sog-tac XR over here, and then we have the AT XR Flash, both from SOG. Really sweet, because we know these designs and those names, but it's completely different now. Over here, if you like manuals, we've got the sog-tac XR. You got a almost full flat grind, great blade shape, wicked belly, love it. D2 steel now on both of these blades, cryogenically treated. You're gonna get G10 stainless steel liners, because back in the day, you know, SOG was known for more lightweight assisted stuff. This now is almost 5 ounces for this little 3¼ inch blade overall. Loop over that we know, ambidextrous, and you now get not only an ultra smooth locking mechanism with that XR lock, which is rated for 1,500 pounds, and it's that, you know, bar, pull bar kind of taken from the old Axis lock when that patent expired. So super fun, super smooth with that flipper, or you have fully functional thumb studs as well if you want to use those thumb studs instead. So if you like manuals, these run on caged ball bearings inside bronze bushings, and they are super smooth, beefy little folder there. Then on the flip side, if you like assisted, we have the Flash. Now, it's funny because out of the old last generation, I never really liked the Flash. The ergonomics were a little goofy for me. I couldn't get my head around it, and I way preferred the Aegis. Now, in this generation, I actually prefer the Flash the most. The ergonomics are fantastic. Again, cryogenically treated D2 steel. You have that same XR locking mechanism, but now you got that spring assist that now I've had for about 8 months, I think, 9 months, something like that, since I got these knives, and it's still super snappy. So if you like assisted, you're gonna have that capability, completely ambidextrous, saber grind on that blade, lots of handle color combinations on that glass reinforced nylon with stainless steel liners, flow through, deep loop over pocket clip. Just a really cool, snappy blade that has a really neat design, very classic design to me. Has a lot of capability. You do get this little kind of shark fin assisted safety. I wish it didn't have that. It doesn't cause any hot spots in the ergonomics. I was concerned about that if you watch the original review, but it never causes an issue. It just sits nicely in the web of your hand, but it still is a little goofy. Wish it was just like a lever forward and back, like a little snap, like some other models and brands out there. But other than that, phenomenal design and really connected with me. And I really am happy with the way SOG is going for 2020 and into the future. And now you got options with manual or assisted, about 70 bucks for the Flash and about 80 bucks for the sog-tac XR. And as we're running through these knives, we will have links for you guys below in the description box where you can check out all of these blades from many different sources, not only from Blade HQ and GP Knives, Amazon, Smoky Mountain Knife Works, lots of different places that we have affiliate links for you guys below that you can check out. So if one of these designs connects with you, we do appreciate when you click that link, go over and check it out. There's lots of different color combinations, blade shapes, lots of options that are available with many of the designs we're going to be looking at today, and they'll all be in those hyperlinks below. So this next one is a knife I just recently reviewed here at the channel that I'd been following the brand for about a year, and then I discovered that they started selling some of their products on Blade HQ. I picked one up, and I picked up the ANV or Acta Non-Verba Z200 pocket knife. Now what makes this a little bit different and a little bit unique is that this is made in the Czech Republic, and it has this really cool thumb notch, finger notch for deployment, and has some other just kind of features and kind of this Blade Runner, cyberpunk, if you will, feel and design. And I'm really connecting with the blade and the brand overall because of what I'm seeing, not only in the quality, but also in the lines and just the style. The style is really connecting with me, and really it was that notch that really set it apart for me. It's made out of N690 Bowler steel out of Austria, Rockwell 58, so it's a really good Rockwell. You got a high saber grind, about a 3.3, 3.4 inch overall blade length, really good fit and finish, deep ride, loop over pocket clip, nice liner lock, G10 handles. They have a lot of features and color combinations as well. You can get a lot of their designs with either finger flippers or again with this kind of blood groove notch, if you wish. And you can get them with aluminum liners, you can, or handle scales. You can get them with G10 handle scales. They have a frame lock option. There's a lot of features that are available to you depending kind of on your style, if you're a lefty or a righty. Lots of stuff out there. The interesting thing as well is they do ride on custom-made Teflon bushings, and 2 on either side with lubricant inside. So I was a little like, I don't know when I first got it, but after about a day of use, this thing is just as smooth as any of my bronze or ball bearing washers, and they're going to come in at a really good price point, about $75-ish here in America, to about $100 depending on color combinations, design that you go with. And then I'm not sure about pricing over in Europe. Obviously you can go over to the ANV website if you want to. And that Acta Non-Verba means actions, not words. So I think that's pretty cool. And just the designing, they put action behind the features, and it's not just words like, hey, check it out, it's kind of cool, and that's it. It really is a performer and a really fun, unique pocket knife to have in the collection, and absolutely makes this list. So next up, we got 2 more knives I'm going to throw at you because they're basically made out of different materials and different blade shapes, but the same handle. And those are the USA made Gerber Gators. Now, we reviewed these pocket knives a few months ago, and they've been out for about 25 years or more now. And I've just never gotten around to them, and I'm really sad that I waited as long as I did, because not only do you get amazing performance for the price, because normally you can get this one here for as low as about like 35 bucks, and that's the 420 high carbon steel clip point version, both serrated or plain edge. And then you can also get this full flat ground version in 154 cm for as low as $40, and they float between 40 and 50 bucks, just it kind of depends on where you pick it up. Blade HQ tends to be the cheapest that I've seen it, about $40, $41. Amazon's a little bit more expensive, usually about $50, but those will all be below. But for that American made huge full full handles. It's really about the handles. If you use your knives a lot and you want super grippy, fully ergonomic handles that are basically the handles on a fixed blade, but you want the capability and versatility of more of a pocket knife, this is basically where you need to start, because you're not going to break the bank. You get lifetime warranty, made here in America, and they just perform. They both do really good, not only as like an outdoor knife, if you're hunting, if you're camping, if you're a backpacker, if you're just into the outdoors and you just use your knife a lot, or if you're just, you know, maybe like a car camper, someone who parks somewhere and camps for a weekend, and you want something that you can have on you that is on a pouch instead of a pocket, maybe because you lose them out of your pocket sometimes, and you're going to do like a lot of food prep and just, you know, work around the campsite. It has a lot of versatility in both of these designs, and you can trick them out a little bit too. And you can also customize your Gerber Gators in two different ways. The first one is with your sheath options. Now this is obviously going to come with a nylon sheath, very doable, very functional, but maybe you want leather instead and just kind of step it up a notch. Well, I picked this up. This is a benchcraft made leather sheath made here in America. About $30 is what I paid for it over on Amazon. We'll have those links for you guys below for both of these things I'm about to show you. Really well done, heavy duty snap, huge belt attachment there. Fits your Gerber Gator very nicely, and many other Gerber multi-tools. They have all those data and information on the Amazon link that you can go ahead and check out, so that if maybe you have a Gerber multi-tool, you want a leather sheath, they have some options for you available as well. So you can upgrade to leather, and you may have noticed this little thumb stud. Now this is a really cool option that I have on not only these Gators, but also on my Buck 110 and 112s that I own. These are little screwed on thumb studs. They work really well on most knives that maybe are pinch open or just have a nail notch and you want to get it a one-handed deployment. You just screw it right on. It won't mar the finish very much, and it is locked into place. I have them on multiple knives, have never had one loosen up or get lost or pop off. And they have them in not only this blacked out, but also in like bronze and satin finishes as well. And they usually run for like $8 to $10. And they'll easily sit anywhere on the blade where you want it to be, and then it makes it a one-handed deploying knife versus a two-handed deployment, which is awesome. So I love carrying those like all day when I know I'm going to be using a pocket knife a lot, and they both perform really well for me. So this next knife really connects with me and just my style of how I carry pocket knives and what I look for in a pocket knife. But I'm sharing this knife with you with a little bit of a heavy heart, as well as a little bit of hopeful anticipation, but also cautious anticipation. And that's the Cold Steel Air Lite. Now, if you're not familiar with what just recently occurred with Cold Steel, Lynn Thompson, the creator and the owner of Cold Steel that started it 40 years ago, has sold the company to GSM Outdoors, which is a conglomerate. Now, when a big conglomerate usually purchases a brand, that usually does not bode well for the future quality and designing and materials. But Lynn says that they are keeping him involved. They're going to keep most of the designers and people around, and they just want to go to the next level with Cold Steel. So we'll see. I don't know if they might cut this and axe this design. So if it connects with you, I would definitely pick it up quickly, because it may not be around very long, or they may take it to the next level. I'm not sure. I hope it's next level stuff, but you never know. So what really is cool about this design is we got a 3.5-inch overall saber grind blade. Very, very cool. Great blade shape. You can get it in a Tanto as well. Robust triad locking mechanism that we know from Cold Steel. Just bomb proof. I love that. It is got AUS 10A steel, which is a big upgrade over AUS 8. It basically is from the same family of like 154CM or VG10. It's going to perform very similarly in both rust resistance, but also edge retention, which I'm very happy about, and I've been seeing that. But what's really cool is that it's nice and slim on these G10 handle scales. You know, a lot of Cold Steel knives, they're huge, they're beefy, they're, you know, tough and, you know, ready to fight. And that's what's cool about Cold Steel, and that's what kind of makes them fun and crazy and out of this world. But what's really cool is that this comes in at under 4 ounces. It's very sleek, very slim, ambidextrous, but still got you a very big, large, full handle and a very large, for a slim pocket knife, you know, 3.5 inches blade. So it's not this little compact dinky thing. You're going to get a lot of real estate with the handle, a lot of real estate with the blade, but it's going to be slim and lightweight, which really connects with me and is a great option when you're looking at those type of pocket knives that you want to carry all the time and they're not going to weigh down your system and, you know, weigh down your pocket. This will usually go anywhere between like $65 and $85 is what I've seen it for. And again, if they axe this, or maybe, you know, as they're transitioning, the prices could be all over the place. So again, if you like, or you've been waiting on the Air Lite, I would recommend taking a look ASAP before this either possibly goes away or something changes in the designing. Now guys, this next knife, it's just a new rendition of a model we've known for a few years now, and I really believe that what Kershaw has done with the Link is given us so many options, so many capabilities and features and price points to choose from. It's kind of like pick your poison. And I believe at this point, everyone should have some version of the Link in their rotation if they're into pocket knives, because not only do we get Kershaw, which we know is well-known brand, it's a USA made version. This model is made here in America, model number 1776, super dope for that. That is so cool. Huge, massive belly into that kind of Warren Cliff a little bit, you know, sheep's foot kind of design there, but 3 1/4 inches, big belly, love that. So it's just an insane slicer. What makes this one a little bit different is a 20 CV blade. And for the price of $80 is what this goes for. I don't know of another knife right now on the market, particularly made in America, that offers that steel at that price point, and it is honestly like a steal. You're stealing, in my opinion, almost, because of the design. You get a loop over deep ride pocket clip that's completely ambidextrous, good solid liner lock there, aluminum handle scales. They have lots of different features and colors that are out there, and then that speed safe open assist feature on that finger flipper that functions very nicely. So it's a good full feeling pocket knife, feels full in the hand. And you can go cheaper, obviously. They have a 420 high carbon steel version still made here in America. I believe that goes for like 40 to 50 bucks. Then they have some S35VN versions that are floating around out there from different manufacturers being produced for them by Kershaw in the same design. So there's so much out there to take a look at, and particularly this version with that steel at $80 is just like mind-boggling. And we even put it up against some like Zero Tolerance, also, you know, owned by Kershaw. I don't know who owns who, but I believe Kershaw owns ZT. But same steel, had a G10 handle on it, and that was about it, and it's almost double the price. So you're getting basically the functionality of some Zero Tolerance knives that are out there, but you're getting them at almost half the cost. So super cool with this version of the Link, and totally makes our list. And guys, I just want to take a brief time out to talk to you for just a moment about eyewear, your protection of your eyes in all sorts of different environments. And I want to talk to you particularly about Knockaround Sunglass Company. Now, I've been using Knockarounds for quite a while at this point. Purchased a couple of their designs way back in the day, and for the performance to value, because they're very inexpensive, and I hated having to buy like $70, $80 sunglasses. You break them, you scratch them, you drop them, your kids tear them apart, whatever. These things go anywhere from $15 to like $30. They have aviators, they have old school kind of retro designs, they have all sorts of different options now. They have a custom creating store as well. They have blue light filtering glasses that my wife and I use that have definitely cut down on the eye fatigue and headaches, particularly in 2020 when we seem to be in front of screens more than ever. They now have snowboard and ski goggles that we've been using that we really are connecting with. So if you're looking for inexpensive eyewear, but inexpensive that actually performs, my friends, my family have been using Knockaround for several years now, and you can just go ahead and check the affiliate link that we have for them below if you're interested in either using them maybe as gift items and or you want to hook yourself up with some eye protection, regardless if it's from the blue light glare or just from the sun's rays and reflections. You know, I just threw a pair on yesterday. This had just snowed. Reflection hitting up in my eyes. The polarized versions work great to protect against some of that and make driving a little easier. So check out those affiliate links if you're interested in some inexpensive but very high performing eyewear. All right guys, final one on our list today is a knife that honestly isn't really bringing anything new to the market. It's just bringing us features and in a package that we haven't really had a lot of choice in up till now. And I'm talking about the Gerber Sedulo. Now, this is a USA made S30V steel blade made in the Gerber shops here in America. And what's different and kind of unique from what Gerber's made in the past, but are very familiar features to us, is not only a cool full flat grind on that 3 1/4 inch overall blade, about 1/8 of an inch thick, Really nice to see that grinding. But we're gonna get their pivot locking mechanism. Now, this is familiar to us because we've seen it not only on some of those SOGs I showed you earlier, but Benchmade really made it famous with their axis lock. And then when that patent expired a few years ago, more and more brands are now using it. And Gerber has picked that up as well and started to use that in some of their designs, running on the exact same stuff you'd expect from Benchmade. Omega springs, it's got the exact same pillar style of construction. We're getting glass reinforced nylon handles, and then you get stainless steel liners, a loop over deep ride pocket clip. Really nice there. Fit and finish is really nice on this blade. Was very happy with that. Very functional, nice and quick, completely ambidextrous. So these lines and these features aren't necessarily anything new. They're just a little bit different and a take on what Benchmade made famous. But now we can get a lot of different maybe little details that we want that the Benchmades don't offer, and you're not going to break the bank, at about $100 for the Stonewash version and about $105 for the version that you see right here. And it's also part of their custom store over at the Gerber Gear website, where you can customize it, add different color combinations. I'm sure they're gonna have different handle materials down the line, possibly different steels. They're always tweaking and fine tuning and adding to their custom store, which is super cool. You can even add your own logos many times to the design of the blade. But this is part of their reserve series, so you're only going to be able to pick this up on the Gerber Gear website. Other distributors will not be carrying the Sedulo, so that if you're interested, you need to go over and check it out over at the Gerber Gear website. That's where you'll be able to find it. But very competitive pricing, great materials, and just a performance that is really, really good. And I'm glad to see Gerber going in this direction. And I believe 2021, for many of the brands that we're seeing, SOG, Gerber, even what Kershaw has done with some of this, and just the things that we're seeing, I'm really excited for what the next year is going to bring for us, because we've seen a lot of really cool stuff here in 2020 already, in spite of all the craziness that we have experienced. So guys, that's my list. I'm sticking to it. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I look forward to hearing your guys' thoughts on the blades that I showed you today, but also maybe some that you think I missed, some pocket knives that you either want me to see reviewed in 2021, or that you just think I totally missed altogether. I always love seeing the comments, your guys' feedback, and it gives me ideas for the future. So appreciate you guys so much. I invite you again to subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. Check out the other video popping up. You can see our best of fixed blades video that went up last week. That's a lot of fun as well. Very similar layout and presentation like I just did here for you guys today. And until next time, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.